Let's now introduce Cartesian vector notation. So as stated previously, we can express a two-dimensional force vector as the sum of its components, where vector f equals vector f sub x plus vector f sub y. If we define a unit vector I in bold for the positive x direction and a unit vector j for the positive y direction, then we can also express this vector as the following. Vector f is the summation of two terms, f sub x I plus f sub y j. Now it's very important to realize that, as we already mentioned, a quantity or a letter or a symbol in bold means you need to imagine the vector arrow symbol above it is referring to a vector. If it's not in bold, like f sub x and f sub y, and instead is italicized, that's referring only to the scalar magnitude of that quantity. So we have vector f equals the scalar f sub x times the unit vector I plus scalar f sub y times the vector j, the unit vector in the y direction. This way of expressing a vector is known as Cartesian vector notation. Here, the scalars f sub x and f sub y represent the magnitudes of the x and y components of the vector f, respectively. The unit vectors in bold, I and j, lowercase I and lowercase j, define the direction of each component. So notice what we're doing here. We're defining a unit vector, which has magnitude of 1 in the positive x direction. We're calling it lowercase I, unit vector lowercase I. Then we're defining lowercase j, unit vector, to be in the positive y direction. So we now have introduced unit vectors. Keep in mind, a unit vector has a dimensionless or unitless magnitude of exactly 1. And also keep in mind that these unit vectors are handwritten with a special symbol, a caret symbol above it. That's Shift 6 on your keyboard, always written above the unit vectors, I, j, and when we get to 3 dimensions, k. Which is why from here forward, you'll hear me refer to them as I hat, j hat, and k hat. The caret symbol we call a hat because it looks like I and j are wearing little hats on them. We only use these vector hat symbols for unit vectors that have a specified direction in space and a magnitude of exactly 1. So in bold, every quantity that's in bold, imagine the regular arrow, vector arrow symbol above it. But if it's ever I, j, or k, a unit vector, you need to imagine or handwrite it with the hat or caret symbol above it.